In the ancient kingdom of Obieze, deep in the heart of the eastern lands, lived a very great king known as King Oji. King Oji was known for his wisdom and fairness. He had ruled the land of Obieze for over a decade, ensuring that there was peace and prosperity in his kingdom. The people of Obieze loved King Oji so much because of his fairness and kindness. One fateful morning, the unthinkable happened in the land of Obieze. The king woke up to find the space where he keeps his offer in his royal shrine empty. A king's offer is a symbol of authority in Igbo land. It is the ancestral umbilical cord that connects the living members of a kingdom with their dead ancestors who protects them. It was a king's highest symbol of authority. Without a king's offer, his authority was in jeopardy. King Oji immediately summoned his council of elders and royal guards as the search for his offer began. Every room, courtyard, and storage areas were meticulously combed. The servants were interrogated and the guards questioned, but the king's offer was nowhere to be found. The search not long after expanded to the entire kingdom. The town criers were sent to announce the loss, urging the villagers to report any suspicious activities. Every household was inspected and village squares were thoroughly searched, but the offer remained missing. King Oji, realizing that human efforts were insufficient, turned to the spiritual realm. King Oji summoned all the respected native doctors in his kingdom. After several rituals and sacrifices by the native doctors, what happened to King Oji's offer still remained a mystery. King Oji at this point was so devastated. Without his offer, his land was a completely naked land, as their ancestors were now far from them, and his right to rule and safeguard his people was equally gone with it. King Oji's authority, in a matter of days, began to crumble. There were whispers of doubts amongst his people about him. Some claimed that the king had lost favor with the gods. Others accused him of carelessness and being unfit to lead them. His trusted elders, one by one, started distancing themselves from him. Some even began to disrespect him openly. The marketplace became a hive of mockery for King Oji, as some traders openly laughed at the king's plight. The children in their village sang songs about the king's loss. The king's royal council meetings became very unbearable for him, as he constantly had to deal with subtle jabs and veiled insults from some of his council members. During some of their kingdom's renowned festivals, like the New Yam Festival, King Oji no longer stood as a symbol of authority like he used to. Rather, he now stood as an object of mockery, as most of his people now avoided bowing to him. Some people even stopped acknowledging him as their king to his face. The rejection by the people of Obieze weighed heavily on King Oji as he retreated into his palace. Consumed in shame, he started isolating himself. At night, King Oji would lay awake, tormented deeply in shame. He would pray fervently, pleading with the gods to restore his dignity for him. But days turned into weeks, and his offer remained missing. Amongst those who seemed really sympathetic to the king's plight was his uncle Chief Ike. Chief Ike was widely known in the town of Obieze for his silver tongue and charming ways. Chief Ike would visit his nephew the king at his palace, consoling the king with words like, "Do not worry, my son. The gods are only testing you. Your strength lies in your patience. You must remain strong." Chief Ike's words always felt like a soothing balm for the King Oji's wounded soul. Unknown to the king, however, it was his uncle Chief Ike that orchestrated the theft of his ofo. Chief Ike gloated over the king's suffering behind the king because he had always envied his nephew's position as the king of Obieze, a position he desperately wanted for himself. Chief Ike's voice was the loudest voice when it came to spreading ridicules about the king secretly. He laughed so hard whenever the villagers mocked the king because of the missing ofo. He even secretly suggested to some of the elders to force the king to step down from his throne. While betrayal festered through the kingdom, one man refused to give up on the king. His name was Onwudinjo. He was King Oji's most trusted and loyal servant. Onwudinjo, who had been observing all that had been happening since the ofo went missing, suspected foul play. He grew suspicious of the native doctors in their village, who all claimed ignorance or offered vague and unhelpful divinations over the missing ofo. Onwudinjo was determined to uncover the truth, so he embarked on a journey to a distant land where he sought the help of a strong native doctor named Omalinze. Omalinze agreed to help, but insisted on arriving in disguise so as to be able to observe the palace dynamics as well as avoid interference. When Omalinze arrived Obieze, he posed as a wandering merchant, and for days he observed the palace, watching the people's interactions and listening to their whispers. Finally, during a private consultation with the king, Omalinze performed some sacred rituals. "The ofo has not left this land," said Omalinze to the king. "It was taken by someone close to you, who is very happy and pleased with the pains you're going through." King Oji was shocked. "Who dares betray me this deep?" he echoed. Omalinze chanted some ancient words, and through his divination, he revealed to King Oji that his uncle Chief Ike was the thief. King Oji's heart broke as he loved and trusted his uncle so much, not knowing he was the root cause of his sufferings. The next day, King Oji called for a public gathering of his people in his kingdom. Omalinze, the native doctor, standing beside the king, revealed the truth of what happened to the king's ofo to the people of Obieze. Everyone was shocked to hear that it was the king's uncle, Uncle Ike, that stole the ofo and even bribed the native doctors in their land to stay silent while the king suffered greatly for nothing. Chief Ike tried to deny the accusations, but King Oji instructed his guards to thoroughly search Chief Ike's compound. There, beneath a rusty bed in one of the abandoned rooms in Chief Ike's house, the guards found the king's missing ofo. The crowd erupted in anger. "Traitor!" they shouted. "How dare you betray the king and the gods, Chief Ike?" The elders convened immediately and passed their judgment. Chief Ike and all those involved in the conspiracy were banished from the kingdom of Obieze and their names erased from the records of Obieze. With the ofo restored, King Oji's authority was reaffirmed. The villagers, ashamed of their earlier mockeries, knelt before the king, begging for forgiveness. The kingdom of Obieze celebrated the restored Ofo for days, and the people happily sang songs of King Oji's resilience and triumph all over the land of Obieze. King Oji, though deeply hurt by the betrayal from his people during his trying times, forgave them. He went on to rule the land of Obieze with a renewed sense of justice and wisdom, while ensuring he promoted and adequately rewarded his most trusted servant Onwudinjo so well for his love and loyalty towards him. The kings of Four shone brighter than it had ever done in the past, and it never ever went missing again. This is the end of my story. The moral of this story is that the enemies of a man are in most cases the members of his own household. Secondly, we should always put our faith and hopes in God and not on human beings, as humans are prone to failing us, betraying us, and turning against us within the twinkle of an eye, like what the people of Obieze did to King Oji, regardless of how good he was to them. Finally, wickedness is not good. It doesn't matter how long one perpetrates their evil, someday it will surely catch up with them. Thank you for watching.